This time on Ask Rad Rat, we talk about how many tricks there are in skateboarding, and we also do another lightning round. Let's get into it. Welcome to Rad Rat Video. Here on the channel, we learn something new about skateboarding 3 times a week, so subscribe. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you'll get a new video about a skateboarding topic, from game reviews, trick histories, learning tricks on the shred school, all kinds of other stuff, including this series, Ask Rad Rat. So I've got a lot of questions for you, but the first few are going to be pretty quick. So this first set are all from Zach Taylor. He asks, is being physically fit a huge advantage in skateboarding? Of course it's a big advantage, but it's not like basketball. If you really want to be a pro basketball player and you grow up to be 5'2", then sorry, you're basically out of luck, right? With skateboarding, there's always a different thing you can do with your body type, whether it's, technical, a lot of manuals, whether you're doing big gaps, whether you're doing ramps, there's always something for you. If you watch my video about who invented the no comply, you'll find that one of the co-inventors, someone who deserves partial credit at least, was a very big guy, so big that he couldn't really jump both feet at the same time. And so he was doing no comply, like flat ground no comply variations because of that. And so there's always something that you can do. Second question, what's the most durable skate shoe out there? I'm gonna leave that to you guys in the comments. I'm not really sure. I just get whatever's on clearance. But if you're interested in durability in your shoes, check out my review of DKL grip tape right here. That's supposed to help save your shoes, and I check whether it actually lives up to those claims in that video. Next question, are there a lot of skaters that skate at a pro level but don't have coverage? Is it their connections and all that? There were 2 things I thought about. So in researching a different video, I came across Matt Beach. A lot of you guys will remember him. He had a really good part in the Firm video, I think it was called Can't Stop the Firm. Really amazing video part, but he never really blew up. He never got to be the top tier of skate pro. And one thing I found about the reason why was that he was tough to work with. So his sponsors would want him to go out and do this demo, whatever, and he would only skate on his own terms, and he didn't feel like playing the game so much. He only wanted to skate when he wanted to skate. And that made him not a great pro, despite being a very good skater. So that was one thing I thought about. The other one is Mike Carroll in the 9 Club talked about putting together the teams for Girl and Chocolate. And he talks about how they don't necessarily just pick the best skater that there is. They pick someone who fits in the team, who fills the right role. They might probably, if they're easy to work with, if they are good at communication, all that kind of stuff. All those things factor into being a pro skateboarder. It's not just being the best, it's a job, basically, and you have to be able to fulfill all of the obligations of that job beyond just riding a skateboard. Next question, why are most brands based in California or New York? That's changing, of course, but I think that the obvious thing is that that's where they've always been. So if you want to start a skate brand, if you do it in California, you can get involved in the Skateboarding Association, you can go to trade shows, you can do all that kind of stuff. You can go to the wood shops that all the other guys use, and it's just a little bit easier, but nowadays you're seeing companies coming out of everywhere. Last one is, are skaters in a rut, just skating famous spots and not searching out new ones? One thing that I really like about watching videos from all over the world is that you get to see all kinds of different stuff. If you watch a video out of Europe, you're not going to see the same old spots that you've been seeing, and it's really refreshing when you do see something new and you see something done in a different way or just a different kind of spot. I think that's something that really is lacking from skateboarding these days. And I'm actually going to talk about something similar to this in a video coming up real soon. But, something else that came to mind was Jerry Sue. And he talked about in an interview how counting stairs is pointless, in trying to reach that next level. This guy did a frontside flip down 16, I'm going to do it down 17. Like that kind of stuff, and how that doesn't really fit into skateboarding that well. And I think that was pretty interesting too. So for me, I would definitely like to see more interesting spots skated creatively than just seeing the same stuff over and over. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree. Okay, the next question in this video, this is from Staple Hill Youth, and he asks, how many skateboard tricks are out there total versus another discipline like scootering? So this one, kind of interesting story. I made a video about why rollerblading died, and that's right here. And a long time after that went up, it got posted on some rollerblading forum or website or whatever. And I started to get all these messages from rollerbladers complaining about the video. And one guy on Twitter specifically, he said he took big offense to a part in that video where I say skateboarding has more tricks. And he told me that skateboarding has 4 tricks. There's kick flips, heel flips, impossibles, and shove-its. Everything else is just a combination of those, and that's it. And I tried to argue with him a little bit. He wasn't having it. But what I tried to do was come up with a little bit more thorough of a thought process and try to figure out how many tricks there actually are. So I was thinking about just your standard flip tricks, just rolling along, flip, keep rolling. There is at least 100, probably more like 200 different variations. So we're talking weird stuff, Casper flips, semi flips, toe flips, alpha flips, omega flips, feather flips, all that kind of stuff. There's got to be well over 100, probably more like 200. And there's also the no comply and boneless variations. You can do a lot of those same tricks as a no comply or boneless, which is a separate trick too. You've got at least 100 different grinds. I did a video about the Barley and Bennett grinds and if they were invented by the people they're named after. And in that one I talked about how there's 20 different Smith and Feeble variations you can do. There's also double grinds. You know, if you're skating on like a stair set, you can do a Smith on the top step and then a low C on the middle step or something like that. You can do a nose slide, tail slide at the same time. There's dark slides, there's tail block slides, all kinds of stuff. What else? We got freestyle. Okay, so truck transfers. If you imagine doing like a pogo, you can make the board do an impossible over your foot and catch it on the other side. You can do a finger flip, land back on the truck. You can flip it forward and land on the truck. You can switch feet as you do that. You can flip it, you know, this way or this way. You can flip it as you do it. There's a million right there. Same thing with Caspers. Something else is all the footwork in freestyle you can do, like walk the dogs, monster walks, endovers. There's something called a Paulino, where it's like a frontside big spin, but the tail is dragging the whole time. So you drag the tail, start to turn, switch feet, and then kind of land in a switch pivot. You know, there's just so much stuff. Not counting all the random freestyle stuff, Casper disasters, stuff like that. There's all the different grabs you can do, obviously. Even double grabs, nose grab and indie at the same time. Manuals, you've got, you know, your regular manuals, you got one footed, you got one wheeled, you have multiple boards like doing daffies, you have, let's throw primo slides in there, but even that, if you tip it a little bit and the wheels roll, it's called a coconut wheelie. There's a billion of those too. So I counted all this stuff out, not meticulously trick by trick, but I estimated that counting all 4 stances, there's got to be well over 5,000 tricks. And if you count, sorry about that, and if you count landing in manuals, landing in grinds, doing a flip to a late flip, doing a flip into a grab, all that kind of stuff gets just astronomical numbers. But let's say about 5,000 base tricks. And then I thought about scootering a little bit. I'm not an expert on scootering, so you know, you have to take this with a grain of salt, but you got your bar spins, you got tail spins, you've got something called a brie flip where you kind of like throw the scooter over your shoulder and land back on it. But the grinds are very limited because there aren't trucks. You can't really lock in Smiths and Feebles and stuff like that. I guesstimated that at most, counting different stances and fakie and whatever, there might be about 1,000. At most. I'd be shocked if it was over 1,000. All right, let's look into these numbers a little bit more. This is the idea I came up with. So you got 250 tricks, 4 stances. I don't know if scooters actually use all 4 stances. They could technically nollie, you know, if your feet are switched the other way. I don't know if it's really fair to use that, but I'll give them that anyway. Got about 1,000 tricks. Skateboarding, I came up with the number 5,000 worked backwards. About 1,250 with 4 different stances. So that's a pretty big difference. That's 5 times more, but let's actually look at a combo. So this would be any trick into any trick. So for skateboarding, we're talking kickflip indie, we're talking tail grab into a nose grind, any random 2 tricks. Some of them are going to be impossible, like doing a 540 flip, late 540 laser flip, that kind of stuff. But scootering is going to have the same thing, you know, backflip, late front flip. So a lot of this stuff is going to be impossible, but these are the theoretical combos. 250 times 250 times 4. So let's see, that is actually 250,000, 250,000 tricks. That is quite a bit. That's pretty impressive. But what about skateboarding? All right, we got to keep going and going and going and going. All right, we're gonna see the end of, oh, there it is. Oh, hold on. And the total is 6,250,000. So that should give you an idea of the amount of theoretical combinations there. There are some other things I didn't even factor in, like if you land cross-footed. Some tricks you can do cross-footed, some tricks you can land cross-footed. Actually, you can land anything cross-footed. So in theory, there's actually even more than this, but I thought that was close enough for the sake of illustration. But if you talk about maybe a 3-trick combo, that would get into the billions, and that would just get a little bit crazy. So that should give you an idea of what I'm thinking. So let me know your calculations below. I wonder if you've come up with any numbers remotely similar to mine, but I want to hear about that below. Also, let me know all of your questions for next time. You can do so by DMing me on Twitter or Instagram. You can email me through the About page on this channel, or just send me a YouTube message as well. Any of that stuff will work. But until next time, here's some more videos you may want to check out. Also, make sure you tap my logo on screen so you can subscribe, and that way you can keep learning new things about skateboarding every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks for watching.